So good morning, everyone. My name is Robert Mwangi. I'm in charge of security technical, and today we'll be having our second webinar on security, but this is in conjunction with Cambium cnVision and CCTV. So I'll just do a small introduction to who we are and who is Hudaco. So Hudaco, we are value-added distributor partners. We do integrated security, IP-enabled voice and wireless and telecommunications infrastructure, and digital mobile radio. So Hudaco, we are part of the Hudaco Industries group of companies and in leading value-added distributor. And we do most of the things. Also, we do technical support. We do market lead logistics. Our vision is having the highest standards of ethical conduct by making it easy for customers to do business with us, being experts in every service we provide, quick turnarounds in terms of service provision for customers, and being conscious for responsibilities of safety and the environment. So with these, we have our security products pillars, whereby we do access control, we do intruder detection, we do surveillance, we do fire detection. And on the brands, most of the brands that we deal with are Axis, Optex, DSA, most Cantech, Exact, and other products like Suprema, Morpho for access control. Those are part of what we distribute. On IP-enabled voice and video, we do GrandStream, Cambium, Bitcoin Microtik, and Ubiquity. And for today, we'll be having a GrandStream webinar on CSVision. And on digital and mobile radio, we normally specialize on Kenwood. So it's good for onboarding you guys, and your trusted technology distributor partner is Hudaco. So feel free to contact us on anything, on any distribution, and we'll be able to support in all ways. So I think I'll hand over to Munya to start his cnVision projection. So Munya.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. Before I jump into the cnVision, I'll just say a few words about Cambium, because this is a security session, CCTV security session. But Cambium, we are a wireless gigabit networking provider. So we do point-to-point, point-to-multipoint. We used to be the wireless division of Motorola till 2013 and became known as Cambium. So relatively new by name in the CCTV video space, but when you come to wireless radio, that's what we do. So we cover backhaul, distribution access, last mile access, and recently edge access, where we have products like Wi-Fi. With the LAN and WAN convergence, we also have our own switching portfolio. We have an industrial IoT platform for small SCADA-like capacities. Later this quarter, we are launching millimeter wave, 60 gig millimeter wave platform. So fiber-like speeds over wireless. Okay, so wireless is the new fiber. These are gigabit speeds, so 10 gig kind of like speeds to the home. So wireless to the home, wireless to the building, wireless to the rooftop. We also have a cloud management or standalone management platform called cnMaestro, which does all your monitoring, troubleshooting, configuration, all from one platform. And within cnMaestro, if you have a Wi-Fi network, that's your controller. So all your hotspot solutions are there. In there as well, we've integrated mobile money platforms. So today we have things like M-Pesa, we have Orange Money, soon we'll have T-Cash, which is Telkom Kenya. Okay. To wrap it up, we also have tools. What are platforms without planning tools to give you visibility or confidence in deployment? So we have free tools like the Link Planner. We have tools like cnHeat, which is a recent addition, which allows you to optimize exactly where to place a subscriber module to give that subscriber module the best signal possible. So when you get to a client site, how do you know which corner of the building to put your CPE device? So cnHeat gives you that insight. Then we also have 24/7 support for all our platforms, no matter how small. And then most of our products are 3-year warranty. Okay. Then 2019, we added the cnVision, which is a platform optimized, dedicated for CCTV transport. Okay, so this is a platform that enables you to transport your video feed from the site of surveillance to a central hub where you probably have your VMS or your NVR for analytics or decision making. Okay, so this is purely the transporter. So just a bit of background. So in the early days, a lot of people tried to use wireless platforms that were available. When I say early days, I'm talking maybe put it in the 2004 kind of like time frame. At that time, most of the wireless platforms that were available were purely Wi-Fi chipset driven. And we all know that Wi-Fi, from a technology standpoint, wasn't meant for outdoor, lots of devices, lots of cameras. It wasn't optimized. Being a contented media, it's not optimized to carry video, didn't have quality of service, wasn't secure, and so on. So they didn't have a good experience with wireless. Okay, so the later years that came saw people backhauling their camera using either cable or fiber. Which, when you talk of fiber, we all know the challenges in terms of getting permission, way leaves, permission from the council, vandalism, can get cut, and so on. So we're saying, here's an alternative in wireless, which is optimized, secure, reliable. When I say reliable, it's optimized in terms, because it's got QoS, so it will be able to carry the video feed without buffering. Okay, no jitter, very low latency, so you have a good camera feed on the other end. But also importantly, the other thing that we wanted to do as we bring in a platform that transports video, how do we make this platform? Yes?
Sorry for interruption. I think your slideshows are not moving.
Yes, I haven't started. I'm still giving a preamble. I'm still on that page showing what Cambium does.
Okay.
I will change that. Yeah. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Robert. So with that, maybe let me put in the main slide. You can see my cnVision slide deck now.
Yes, we do.
Okay, perfect. So the key thing that we want to do is, how do we bring a platform that is easy to deploy? Easy to deploy, because when you look at the CCTV market, the integrators, the end users, these are not particularly people who are grounded in networking, in IP, and so on. So how do we make this platform a plug and play? So 3 main things that we will highlight on the cnVision platform. Number 1, cnVision is a platform that has ONVIF protocol. Okay, so ONVIF protocol allows the detection to be dynamic. So immediately you plug your camera into the cnVision device port or a switch, it's detected. Okay. Secondly, we've integrated a number of VMS manufacturers into cnVision, so giving you further troubleshooting support features. Okay. Number three, a lot of camera SIs, when they're going out, they don't know how many cameras they'll be able to put on a particular medium. Okay. So within cnVision, we've also, the ecosystem, we've also introduced a planning tool, which is called Companion App. So this planning tool gives you insight into how many cameras of a particular frame rate, a particular resolution, particular codec, whether it's 264 or 265, how many of those will you be able to add on your transport medium? Okay, so other than just going out and hoping all these 5 cameras will be able to work, you now know exactly to say, oh, on this platform, I can add 5 cameras, and those 5 cameras translate to so many percentage in utilization. Okay. So that preamble that I was giving was because there are a number of other platforms out there in terms of wireless platforms that can carry video. But that's where we position ourselves. Sorry, let me just put my laser on. So we position ourselves here. So cnVision is here in terms of cost, affordability, and performance. Okay. And when we talk about performance, it's the whole suite. It's security, it's reliability, but simplicity to deploy. Okay. And then just to add, all cnVision devices come with a 3-year warranty and 24/7 support. Okay. So the platform is optimized to carry video, and we have QoS. Okay, so you can give preference for video to go over the network. Okay, it's highly scalable. So as you add cameras, you do not suffer in terms of performance. Okay, but also importantly is security. Other than just the proprietary over-the-air protocol, we have several layers of security on cnVision. So WPA2, you can do radius. We have layer 2 and layer 3 firewalls. Okay. The reliability of use is what I started by highlighting. So the key aspects being ONVIF client support, VMS integration, and ease of planning. Okay, ease of planning. So let's have a look at the portfolio itself. So the portfolio itself is split into, from a hardware perspective, split into 2 main devices, what we call the hub on the far left and the clients on the far right. Okay, so the hub is what you would put down at a VMS or NVR headquarters monitoring site. Okay, because this will speak to the different camera sites that you're trying to surveil. Okay, and then on the right hand side, the clients is what you co-locate with your camera at your site that you're monitoring, that you're trying to monitor. Okay, so you co-locate that at your camera site. Coming back to the hub, there are 2 types of hubs. There's what we call the Hub Flex R, which allows you to either put a sector antenna or on the far right, a twist port with a horn. So depending on the spread or the locality of your cameras, are they in one sector or are they concentrated in an area smaller than the sector? So in other words, I'll just use a twist, a horn, which will give me a 60-degree coverage or a 30-degree coverage. Or if they're in the sector, I'll use a sector antenna. Or are you monitoring branches belonging to a bank which are all over the town or spread in all sectors? If that's the case, then you're going to use the Hub 360, which is an Omni type of hub, okay? But this is an 8 dBi hub, okay? An 8 dBi hub, so meaning the range will be somewhere in the region of about 1.5 thereabout kilometers, okay? Remember, in any case, most camera locations, when we are backhauling them, backhauling them over 10, the typical, you're not going to do 10, 15 kilometers, 30 kilometers. No, that's a different, we have devices to satisfy that kind of application. So here we're talking about 5, 8 kind of like kilometer range, okay? Moving over to the clients, we have 3 different clients. We have what we call a client micro, which gives you a range of about up to 2 miles, which is about 3 kilometers, 3.2 kilometers. Okay, so if your cameras are in that range, then you'll be looking at a client micro. Then we have a client mini, which is a 16 dBi device, which will give you up to about the 3-mile type of range, which is just up to about 5 kilometers. And then if you have cameras beyond that range, we have the Client Max R. Okay, so the Client Max R gives you the 4 to about 5 miles, so about 8 kilometers thereabout. Okay, so from a hardware perspective, those are the devices. I didn't show the sector antenna here, but it's the typical sector antenna that we would use for our point-to-multipoint applications. It doubles on both the cnVision and EPMP or PMP 450. Okay. Let's put the architecture into more context. So on the far left, you can do either point-to-point or point-to-multipoint, as we know in camera architecture. So on the far left, you can use 2 micros up to 1 mile, or you can use 2 minis for a point-to-point camera link up to 4 miles, and a Client Max R up to 8 miles. Okay. Then on the top right, where you can use the Hub Flex R with a twist port and a horn, 60-degree horn in this example. It could be a 30-degree or 45-degree horn, giving you coverage to several clients which are co-located with the cameras, and they could be connected to the client device via a small switch or a hub, okay, carrying the video feed back to the hub, which is co-located there with your NVR and VMS, okay? At the bottom is the Hub 360, which is the Omni device, talking to branches which are located all over the place. Client devices, again, you have the client device co-located with the camera, okay? But to note here is that the client micro can also be configured as a hub. So in the bottom far right here is where we have a client micro now configured as a hub, talking to other clients, including it can be a client micro, a client mini, or a client max. Okay, so a lot of flexibility in terms of allowing you a particular architecture. Okay. Coming this quarter is a device which is a multi-port PoE client. Okay? A multi-port PoE client that will be able to power multiple number of cameras, up to 3 cameras. So you can see port 1, port 2, port 3. These will be able to power 3 cameras, okay, at a particular location. So it takes away the need for, maybe an additional switch or the number of devices that are required at a site. Okay, so but today, as a beginning, it will have three ports. As we go, we'll see how you know, it will evolve. Your feedback is welcome there, please. So now, what I want to show is the ONVIF and VMS and the planning aspects of things. Robert.
Yes, please.
Just check, are there any questions in the chat box or?
Not yet, but I think they can be filling the Q&A for later. For the
Exactly.
the chats.
Let's as we go, please put your questions in the Q&A and then we'll address them at the end. Thank you. So here I want to show you the ONVIF, what the ONVIF, having ONVIF integrated into cnVision, what that brings on board as a feature. So in this example, we had a client and a hub. So these are physically installed in different locations, accessible over the internet. Okay, so as I go on, you see the person entering the client, and via entering the client, they'll be able to stream and see what is happening on the camera without entering the camera. Okay, so let's have a look. So they sign into the platform, and that's the GUI for cnVision. And you can see there, they can do video streaming. They sign into the camera as well. And you can see here the camera name is a Hikvision. In this example, they were using a Hikvision. Okay, so they're waiting, they're connecting to the camera. And there we go. So just by entering the client that is collocated with the camera, I can now see what the camera is seeing, wherever the camera is located. Okay. So that's the ONVIF, and you know, that's what we're saying, you know, it's a plug and play, so simplifying it. No other configuration required. Okay. Let's move on to VMS, and in the subsequent slides, I'll show you which VMS manufacturers we've been able to integrate with. I think we have about 5 so far. Okay. Milestone, Gentech, Hanwha, WiseNet. So we'll see as we get there. But let's see now what the VMS brings. Okay. So selecting the VMS type and including all the details there. Okay, they go to the VMS, the actual VMS, just to show us in the alarms that we've got 2 clients in the events, 2 stations, 1 registered, 1 dropped. Okay. Okay, they come back to the wireless, deregister 1 client, so that other client has also dropped. So going back into the VMS and now adding that entity. Okay, that is complete. Immediately they were able to detect there's a Flex Hub R. Okay, and the client has registered. Okay, coming back here, waiting now for the other client to register. There, the numbers come up, and just waiting, and there it comes into the line. Okay, so they can now copy that URL from the cnVision, and you get the Flex Hub R. So giving you further troubleshooting tools without having to go out. Okay, in the rare instance where you have a fault, you don't need to go out. You can use this VMS integration to further troubleshoot and see what is happening. Okay, all in a simple way. Let's look at the companion tool, the tool that gives you insight into usage. Okay, this is available today. So you start by opening a plan, you add a project, or you can import or export. And by default, there's a hub already because you need a hub for any project. You select the country of the hub, where you're operating. Okay. You select where you're operating. You select the channel width based on your knowledge of interference. And in fact, you can also select interference levels. There's low, mid, high. After that, you add a client. Remember the client that will be collocated with the camera. You specify the distance between the hub and the client. You put in the lat and long. Okay. And then from there, you can add a camera to the client. You can link it to whichever client that you want. You specify the resolution of the camera, so all resolutions are supported there. The compression, whether it's H.264, 65, or MPEG, the frames per second, the latitude and longitude. Okay, so it gives you, this camera is now using so many kilobits per second out of an available that much. On the hub, what has been used in the uplink is this much, and that translates to a utilization of so much. Okay, so you can continue adding cameras to this client until you, while you're adding, you watch out for the utilization. But the beauty is then you can add cameras of different compression, different frames per second, different resolutions, and a quick indication of how much you're using on that link, okay, and on the hub. So that way, when you're going out to deploy, you're sure, you're certain everything is going to work just fine. Okay, so that's the companion app. The companion app also gives you some insight into certain analytics. So the active users, for example, or the user retention over a period of time. Okay, so it gives you an insight into the usage of the link for video. Okay, so these are preliminary analytics, and we'll be adding more as we go. So we're open to any suggestions of anything that we need to add. Okay. So today, the VMS integration, the VMS vendors we support is Gentech, Milestone, Network Optics, and WiseNet Wave. Okay, coming very soon is Avigilon, which is a Motorola Solutions solution, Access, Digifort, Siemens, DW Spectrum, and on the roadmap is Dao, Hikvision, and UniView. Okay, but as long as they support the ONVIF, which most of them do, they're good to go with cnVision. It's plug and play. Okay. This is a case study deployment we did for the Brazilian Grand Prix. This was November last year, and at this racetrack, they used a cnVision Hub 360. Okay, because they were looking at camera locations in more than one sector, and they had 8 clients. Okay, 8 clients to monitor the racetrack. The top picture here shows you the client mini, 2 client minis with 2 independent cameras. I don't think they wanted to use a switch. They could have used a switch for 2 cameras and with 1 mini, but obviously this is how they selected to do it. So you can see there the minis co-located with the camera, one on the other side of the mounting plate, but you can see this camera here that's connected to this client mini device. Okay. So as we said, we have 24/7 support. okay, for this platform and all our other Cambium platforms. cnVision comes with a 3-year standard warranty, and we also have online forum support. And from a training perspective, we have a CCTV wireless certification training course that is free. Okay, so to further help the SI or end user cement their position. Okay, that's what I want to share with you. Let me stop here and check the chat to see if there are any questions. Or Robert, you can unmute people. Let's see.
I think anyone with a question, you can be able to unmute yourself or just post a question for us to read it out and ask something.
Please feel free, any which way you like. You can either post or shout out your question.
Anyone with a question, please put it on your chat so that we can ask Munya for clarifications or any queries that you may be having. Please feel free.
While we're waiting for any questions, giving time for any questions, I should also mention that we have a demo program. So you buy kit at a subsidized price, about 70% off discount for a demo kit. Okay. Okay, I don't see anything. So please, if anybody has any questions later, reach out to us. We'll be more than glad to assist you. I want to thank you for joining. Robert, do you have anything else to add?
On my end, I don't have anything else to add. If there's no any other questions, thanks a lot, Munya, for your short and brief presentation, but quick to the points. For those who have joined us, I can see several guys. I appreciate that. And in case of anything, as Munya had said, please feel free to contact us, Hudaco, or direct. You can contact Munya for any clarifications, and we'll always support you in all ways. And we appreciate your time and having time to join us on this webinar. So Munya, again, thanks a lot for that. And I think
thanks, Robert. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, with no any other questions or anything, I think on my end, I'm done.
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll send out the slides for your reference and some more information. Thank you. Have a good day and keep safe. Bye-bye.
Yeah, also these will be shared on your link when we end the session for your referrals. So thanks a lot and have a lovely day.
Oh, there's a question, Robert. Oh, sorry. That's Winston.
That's Winston. Thanks
that's
a lot,
Winston. It's just saying thank you. Thanks, Winston. Thank you. Thank you, brother.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.